Oh, this was a bad idea.
Oh boy, what have we done now?
Uh, I got some reports from the Peacock thing.
Yeah.
People can't pause. And
Oh,
if
hold
you
on.
want to,
Sorry, that was getting loud.
people can't pause. And if you want to watch SmackDown, you'll have to start in 2019. And if you want to watch Raw, you'll have to start in 2008. So, yeah,
So
that's gonna
we're
be
getting
fucked for a
nowhere.
while. So we're watching TNA.
Yeah, so we're watching TNA. Going all the way back to exactly where we were before, but now we're like a month ahead of
we skipped a
ourselves.
month ahead, and Scott Hall got fired. That's pretty much the.
Yeah. Probably because he was on that drunken plane ride like the rest of them.
Yes. The TNA intro is surprisingly much more dated than the Raw and SmackDown intros. It's like this oldies music, and then it turns into like Southern rock.
And then there's an explosion.
And then there's like a circle of pyro above the fucking arena.
Yes. Oh, yeah. By the way, this is Wrestle Boys.
Yeah.
I felt like you should probably know that if you're coming into this during our filler arc that is the Great Peacock Pause.
Yeah, it's
That's
great.
Ellie. I'm Mega Fighter.
Yes.
We are here June 19th, 2002, with the first weekly NWA-TNA pay-per-view from the
Yeah.
Von Braun Center in Huntsville, Alabama, also known as the Asylum.
So here's the thing I learned about this. They're actually a lot longer than I thought. I thought they were an hour. They weren't.
Nope, no, they're 2 hours.
Yeah. And we start off with Don West, who with a loud green shirt.
He is so fucking Guy Fieriing this. He's got a mullet and he's got this fucking Hawaiian green shirt.
And then he announces a very special guest, Ed Ferrara.
Ed Ferrara and his white guy dreads.
He's got like tinted sunglasses and white dreads with like little twists in them.
Did we not say on an episode of Wrestle Boys before how white guy dreads are hideous?
They are hideous. I said this later on, but I'm going to use the joke now. He looks like he's part of a POD cover band.
He really does. God, we should have fucking gotten 8-bit POD for this.
Yeah, in hindsight, I should have, but no, we got Scott Hall's theme. We talk about the esteemed history of the NWA with all its champions and stuff, and they're kind of cheap looking belt. No offense,
it does not look great for television.
Yeah, it just looks great when it's black and white and wrapped around some burly guy.
Like the fucking Buddy Rogers or something, or an Ed Strangler Lewis.
They quickly explain the gauntlet for the gold being the main event, which is just a Royal Rumble until it isn't anymore, and the last two it's just a wrestling match.
So not a horrible concept, honestly. Like, I feel like Lucha Underground has one of the best, like, variants of the Royal Rumble, where it's a Royal Rumble where you can pin someone or submit them.
Yeah, I like that.
That's cool. Love Aztec Warfare.
So, what's a better way to start off TNA than a bunch of old people?
Well, not just that, but B44 Jeremy Borash.
Oh, yeah, fucking Jeremy Borash. And just trying his best to, like, look relevant and frosting his fucking tips.
Just like Michael Cole.
Just like Michael Cole.
Holy shit. How is this a thing in two different companies in the same year?
And it's a very similar type of guy doing it.
Yeah.
Was that just a personality thing of like, oh, I gotta frost my tips, I gotta look cool?
Is this their midlife crises? Yeah. They're not that old. Michael Cole, I assume, was in like his late 20s, early 30s at the time.
Yeah, I think he was in the WWF in the 90s, or like 95. Yeah. But he's like 30, right?
Okay. Yeah, back in he was like 31 by the time 2002 rolled around. He's only 52 now. And Jeremy Borash, for comparison, Jeremy Borash is like 6 years younger than him.
Oh, I thought I would be a little bit more upset if he was younger or if he was older than him, and he's just like, "Please, I'm doing my best here. I'm
Like-
trying so hard."
Like, Cole was born in 1968. Borash was born in 1974. So yeah, for context, Jeremy Borash is 28 at this point, or 27.
Yeah, and it looks very slick.
Looks very slick.
So
But yeah,
Harley,
now
so
we
we got
have-
Harley Race, Dory Funk Jr., Jackie Fargo, Bullet Bob Armstrong, Corseca Joe, Bill Behrens, and Ricky Steamboat,
And also Sarah Lee, but
and Sarah Lee.
Like,
They all
she
come
goes-
out one at a time.
yeah.
I
guess
just
this is-
I just saved you like 10 minutes.
yeah. I guess this is just a bunch of NWA people. I know, like, Steamboat, I think, is like the current, like, he's the kayfabe representative president of NWA. So he's gonna be the one, like, making the matches.
Yeah, he's going to be the referee for the final two in Gauntlet for the Gold.
Yeah.
Jeff-
At some point, somebody comes out and like, it's Don West, Ed Ferrara, and Mike TNA on commentary.
Yes,
And TNA starts talking about the
Mike
wrestling.
TNA.
Mike TNA, who is just always he's not the best like announcer.
He
but
just
is
makes me
good.
think. He makes me think TNA. That's why I
Yeah,
like
he
him.
makes you think TNA, and also he's just solid at his job.
That too.
But he starts talking about like I forget who he was referencing as winning like Wrestling Observer awards of some sort.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny that they brought up Wrestling Observer.
And fucking Ed Ferrara is just like the Observer Awards. What's
What-
the Wrestling Observer? Who's Dave Meltzer?
What's a Dave?
What's a Dave Meltzer?
Tell me what a Dave is. Jeff Jarrett isn't happy. By the way, Jeff Jarrett's theme is exactly the same.
It is still My World, but we aren't entirely sure yet if it's had the remix to remove the reference to The Rock.
He ain't dead. He ain't Jarrett.
Jarrett! He is out here angry because he wants to know who wins a world title in an over-the-top battle royale.
Who's ever won a title in a over-the-top rope battle royale?
Ric Flair?
Ric Flair.
Ralph Victo.
Didn't he?
Yes, that's the joke, is that Jeff Jarrett's being stupid. It's like, whoever won, like, did you win a title? Did you win the NWA title in that battle royal? And it's like, you dumb fuck. Ric Flair won it in the 1991 Royal Rumble.
Jackie Fargo gets pissed and tells Jeff Jarrett to kiss my ass. Kiss my ass, Jarrett.
Strut. Because Jackie Fargo was the one who invented the Fargo strut, which I guess is the thing that's carried on in
The
Southern
Fargo
wrestling.
strut.
Yes.
Jarrett gets told he's in the gauntlet for the gold.
Entering at number 1.
Number 1.
So if Jeff Jarrett had just stayed at the back and not said anything,
if he just shut his fuck, he probably could have got like number 12 or something.
yeah. Then Ken Shamrock comes out
Shambone.
and he agrees that this idea sucks. Which is like, good job, guys.
This sucks, Ken Shamrock.
This sucks. That like just the gauntlet for the gold sucks. Like, well, thanks for putting over the gimmick, guys. We were here thinking, this isn't a bad idea. Over here, like Ken Shamrock telling us how much he hates it.
Oh,
he's
battle
still gonna
royals fucking
win.
suck. It's even funnier knowing that he's in the final two.
It is. But then Scott Hall comes out.
Scott Hall comes out with his fucking those shoes ass knockoff theme.
Yes.
He's got 2 toothpicks. One's in behind his ear and the other's in his mouth.
Right, I noticed that there was one behind his ear. Like, why is it there?
And the fucking commentators are trying to sell this as like a big get for them. It's like, there's that toothpick. There it is.
Oh,
It's Scott Hall. He's got the toothpick. And I just thought, that's so sad.
so sad. You got Scott Hall after they completely destroyed the NWO, basically.
Yeah, they just shit on the NWO, and now he's here. And he
Go ahead.
he looks out of it.
He looks so out of it. Scott also agrees that the gauntlet for the
This
gold
is fucking
sucks.
stupid.
It's stupid. Why is this how we start the show?
I don't
Why
know.
are you put two faces to agree with the heel and shit on the fucking match that you're trying to put over for the show.
Yeah.
You know what you should have started the show with?
What?
Midgets.
Goldilocks is talking to a short blonde-haired man of the two short blonde-haired man or little peoples in the show, and he's like, you know what's the best way to start off a match or start off a new pay-per-view? Midgets. Yeah.
This is Puppet the Psycho Dwarf.
Yeah.
I really genuinely don't know what the most
he was pretty much trying to hype up his match later, and then Jarrett just starts walking around in the background throwing things like he's looking for mono coins.
Yeah. I really don't know.
Where are those damn mono coins?
Really feel bad that I feel like I'm not using the correct term for little people. Well, I don't know entirely what it is. I feel like there's a lot of dwarf maybe, I guess. Yeah.
When I think dwarf, I think like beards and mining. So
yeah. Yeah, you think of Gimli, son of Groin.
Gimli, son of Groin.
But yeah, so we are getting the promise of midget wrestling. So hey, I'm all down.
Welcome to a match that is better than it really should be. A 6-man tag.
We have on one side AJ Styles,
baby AJ Styles, baby Loki, and regular Jerry Lynn
versus the team of the Flying Elvises.
3 Elvis impersonators that consist of Jorge Estrada, Sonny Siaki, and Jimmy Yang.
Jimmy Yang, the only Elvis in here who is committed to the gimmick.
I gotta say, Asian Elvis sounds like an alternative pop band.
Asian Elvis, yes.
It reminds me of this other band called the Japanese House.
Yeah.
And
or how there's that one band that's just called Japan.
Their gimmick is fucking stupid, but this match was fucking great.
This is a great match. I feel like they were trying to appeal to like the fucking down south crowd. It's like, hey, we got Elvises.
We know what them southern people want. They want Elvises and to fuck their sister. That's exactly what they want.
Excuse you. That was their cousin, and we'll get to that.
Fuck their cousin. All right.
But Sonny Siaki and Jorge Estrada, who for the life of me I can't tell apart, mainly because I've never seen them enough to know which one is which. I know it's Jimmy Yang on the back because it's Jimmy Yang.
It's Jimmy Yang, and it's just. I remember in fucking WWE ECW, where he just had the gimmick of I'm a cowboy and also Asian.
I'm a Asian redneck, which I think is just basically his gimmick.
I think all the commentary did was point out, but how can you be a redneck when you're Asian?
That's easy when you grow up in fucking Georgia like Jimmy Yang did.
Yes, you can be any race and Southern. That's kind of the thing.
Okay, he was born in Los Angeles, California. He might have just grown up there, like in Georgia. Yeah, he grew up in Austell, Georgia.
But yeah, we were just watching this match because it actually got pretty exciting for a bit. Even though, there were 3 Elvises.
There were 3 Elvises, when really you could have just had one Elvis.
AJ Styles didn't really have his unique way of wrestling yet, so he just was a cruiserweight.
He was just a cruiserweight at this point. He was still coming off of being in WCW for
him and Air Paris.
Yeah, him and Air Paris, back when he was Air Styles.
Low key, I can't really comment on. He was just there. Jerry Lynn did great.
He was also still kind of developing his style. Jerry Lynn was great.
Sonny Siaki was actually pretty good.
Yeah, Sonny Siaki. I don't feel like we have anything to say on Jorge Estrada.
No, not really. I know Jimmy Yang's good, so fuck it.
Yeah. Shining fucking wizard.
Shining wizard.
They do bring up that Jimmy Yang was part of the Young Dragons in WCW. That's what I like. And that's something that's kind of cool is with Mike TONA, is he starts bringing in like other company references, but not
I
in,
don't
like,
know
a
if
cheap
they
way.
I don't know if they told like Mike TONA to cut that shit out later, because he is talking about, oh, this guy was that guy in WWF, this guy was in WCW, that guy's from like, you know, Noah or whatever. Just he's constantly bringing up their histories,
which is fucking cool, and it makes it feel more like a legitimate promotion in a way. Because
it's sort of like I think it's my problem with WWE, where they kind of pretend the wrestler just didn't exist before they got to the company.
Because it's like acknowledging the competition, but it's like,
Yeah, but like, you know, there's a gap where RVD left, and then RVD came back, and they just pretend RVD's back after ceasing to exist for 5 years.
Like, I don't watch a lot of professional sports, but I imagine that when a professional athlete debuts and like is doing really well, they'll bring up the fact that like his collegiate credentials, right? Like in the NFL and shit.
Yeah. Or like,
I don't know.
Or like, not counting their amateur record, but like, if you're in the UFC, you also you come with your WFA record, or like your Bellator record a little bit of like the, you know, if you're 11-1 in Bellator and you come to UFC, people will point that out.
That you were 11-1. Like, this guy won 11 matches and only lost 1, or 11 fights in Bellator.
Yeah,
it's not about like, oh, we're acknowledging the competition. It's more like,
this guy's good.
He's got a win record.
Or like, you know, this guy didn't just suddenly decide he wants to join wrestling when he's 35. Yeah. We should probably talk about where he was.
Exactly.
That way you can build up a good myth about them, you know?
Oh yeah, exactly. Like that fucking sells, dude. Especially if they were like a world champion in another promotion and now they're coming to the big leagues, like, yes! Yeah, this guy was like a multi-time Ring of Honor world champion.
Yeah, I feel like that's really important in getting your guys over for the audience.
Yeah.
Compared to just like, I don't know how popular Chris Harris gets in TNA, but just pretending he isn't Chris Harris when he got to WWE made him a fucking joke.
Like, let me look up Chris Harris's records before he was in ECW. Let me see if I can find championships and accomplishments from TNA.
Because I imagine he's at least been a multi-time champion.
He was a 7-time World Tag Team NWA World Tag Team champion.
Oh, yeah.
6 times with James Storms, 1 with Elix Skipper, weirdly.
Primetime.
He and James Storm win the 2002 Gauntlet for the Gold. They win another tag tournament in 2003. It's just, he has a record you can build off of and just be
he's pretty much a Dudley's level talent.
Yeah.
If you know, like, equivalent to of just multi-time tag team champion.
Tell that when you're fucking showing him on fucking ECW instead of just having him do knock-knock jokes.
Yeah, and that's why he didn't fucking work out. And then he came to NXT a couple years. Wait, no, that was James Storm.
That was James Storm.
And then James Storm went to NXT, and he didn't give a shit either.
And they didn't sell him on shit either.
No, they didn't care about him, so he left.
They had a former TNA like world heavyweight champion on their fucking NXT program.
They even made a theme song for him, and then he still fucked off because it was just like, what are you guys doing?
Terrible. Terrible stuff.
Anyway, Jimmy Yang pins AJ Styles for the win.
Yeah, which is fair.
You know, AJ Styles is going out on his back because he's a rookie.
Yeah, he's a rookie. Jimmy Yang's got more experience on him. Better worker at this point, too.
I do not know how Jimmy Yang fell into the Elvis thing.
I don't know. I'd love to get like somebody to send us like a shoot interview clip explaining the flying Elvises.
But never mind that shit. Swippers.
Oh my god. Yeah, so there's just TNA cage girls kind of just dancing and
they're just like dancing in a cage. They got like they try to find like busty blonde women for it. And they're all wearing the really tacky old TNA logo before it got redesigned once they were out of the NWA.
Can I just note that cage dancers seem like the most awkward form of erotic dancing you can imagine?
Well,
you're in a tight
it's
enclosure.
forbidden, but it just makes me think I'm gonna see a shark.
Yeah, especially when the cage is so fucking small. It's just like now you're just in a tight enclosure. Do you not understand how dancing works? You need freedom of movement.
You know what's another weird thing about this pay-per-view? It is a pay-per-view, and every couple of minutes it cuts.
Yeah,
It doesn't cut to anything. There isn't a commercial break. It's like, you know, for an example later on of just like Ken Shamrock's picking a guy up. Black. Ken Shamrock picked a guy up. Like,
yeah. It's not like the fucking cuts to commercial at Clash of the Champions I watched for. So let me tell you about, because that at least was like a televised supercard.
yeah.
These are just random cuts to black for no reason.
So we come back from our commercial to have Frosted Tip Jeremy Borash go, the following contest is a midget match. And
yes,
we both immediately were like, all right, we made the right decision.
we have made our right choice as Hollywood and T.O.
Because I got really excited and kind of amped up last week, and I told Mega Fighter the day after we recorded, I want to watch something else. So this is why this episode's coming out a little early.
Yeah.
I think we'll still do one next week.
Yeah.
This is a bonus.
Like,
so, a lot, you know, people probably don't like this match, but fuck them.
Fuck them. You know, apart from like some misses and a
T.O.
couple
versus
botches,
Hollywood. I had fun.
this is fun. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a perverse glee in watching, but midget wrestling is fun.
Well, they fucking go, man. They're doing their best. They're fucking...
Yeah.
They're beating the shit out of each other. They're doing, like, top rope splashes, and that's, like, twice as high up compared to, like, if I did a top rope splash.
And
that probably scared
the body is basically hitting at that
Mega
point.
Fighter, you ever swung on a swing set and, like, you get really high and you're like, man, if I jump off, I'm dead.
Dude, I remember one time doing, like, frog splashes and, like, fucking... crucifix bumps into my pool. That shit hurts.
Yeah, well, WWE's like, don't try this at home. And it's like, shut up.
Imagine being that with your whole body.
Yeah, it's just, God, that would hurt. Like, fucking, he pushed, like, I think one of them pushed the other into the corner and start giving pink bellies, and you fucking marked out.
Yes, pink bellies. And
then they started talking about
like
how
a knife edge chop, but I still was like, yeah, pink belly. Because he pulled up the shirt to do it.
Then because he's still a free agent, they start talking about how in WCW, they wanted Rey Mysterio Jr. to be a midget. And he's like...
yeah, it's something like that. It was like in his early years as a wrestler. And
it's like, Rey Mysterio's 5'5". That's...
He's past the legal, like...
He's not minimum. A little person. He's just short.
Was like the world's tallest midget, then no, you can't have a midget wrestling.
The biggest midget in the world.
And that would be the only time you could probably get a heel Rey Mysterio. If he sold himself as the world's tallest midget, aka everyone knows this guy's not a midget.
Well, yeah, we get like a half ring frog splash from one of these guys.
I want to say it was fucking Hollywood.
And then T.O. wins with a small boy senton.
The little man senton, yes.
Little man senton.
He also teabagged Hollywood at one point.
And then when he's celebrating, his music starts playing, and it's just like cacophony and slide whistle.
God, like over here, I'm like trying to be as respectful as possible. Meanwhile, 2002 was like, they're children, basically.
Well, I mean, we were entertained. That was the thing.
We were entertained.
I've been to a little person wrestling show before. It's fun as shit. Yeah. Like I saw all of them skateboarding, like on the parking lot.
Yeah.
And like one gave me a thumbs up, and I gave them a thumbs up, and they were all eating pizza, and it was great.
Yeah, like these are two athletes putting on a performance, and then just fucking they put like this horrible slide whistle kazoo nonsense implying that he's a child.
Why did I write NWA-TNA is for sale?
Oh, that is because they showed the fucking NWA-TNA.com.
Oh.
The domain. And I found it's for sale.
Come on, AEW, pick that up. Just have Kenny Omega say he bought it.
Oh my god, that would be a great angle to do with the cross promotion.
I bought your side, assholes.
And then continuing the horrors that is Ed Ferrara, he comes out with this fucking pink fuzzy jacket on.
He switched shirts to like this. I would describe it as like your mother's carpet in the bathroom, but a shirt.
I wouldn't even say that because we got a pretty nice carpet that's like.
Because it's
white,
like a fuzzy pink carpet shirt. And he just looks
really
like
bad.
Ed Ferrara just looks like an accident.
As a person.
Yes.
This is a segment where we introduce the women's. I just noticed I didn't fully put down all the names of these women. I think I missed one.
There was a lot of ex-ECW talent. There was also a baby Mickey James.
There was baby Mickey James, which we were arguing over. And it's like, oh yeah, no, that's Alexis Lurie. That was like her indie name.
Yeah, she got turned into Mickey James when she went to WWE.
I'm gonna try and fucking pull this back up in the.
Oh, yeah, there was Daphne.
Yeah,
and then a bunch of skinny women that I don't know.
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna try and look up as many of these as I can off of the Pro Wrestling Wiki's listing of this match.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not. Why is that? That's not the version I wanted. Okay.
By the way, some of these women are wearing like platform heels, and you can tell they're having a lot of trouble going down the ramp in those.
I don't know. Like Francine was the first to do this. Like, wow, those heels are not good for you. Why are you wearing those? Okay, so we got Francine from ECW, Elektra also from ECW, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think these are just all the women Vince didn't hire.
I mentioned Daphne and Mickey James. There's a girl named Erin who is best known for her stint in Here.
Wow.
Only known for TNA.
Wow.
There's Tyler, who does not have a Wikipedia or does not have a pro wrestling wiki page.
Okay.
Joni and Miss Sasha are Redlings.
Yeah.
And Taylor Vaughn, who's best known as BB or Barbara Bush back in the WWF.
It's a real who's that of
women's wrestling.
Of women's wrestling, except for like Daphne and some other people.
Daphne, Mickey, Francine, and
to be fair, I don't think Mickey made a name for herself yet.
Mickey hadn't made a name for herself. So yeah, this is like Francine talks for a bit, and then Elektra's like, "You bankrupted ECW."
You individually bankrupted ECW.
She said single-handedly that Francine did it.
How much did Paul Heyman spend on her shoe? I'll just get you more shoes. So yeah, there's a cat fight. Someone's top gets ripped off. Like, oh my god!
Francine's top gets ripped off. I think Don West is there and had like a jacket on standby, or Mike Tenay, or Borash. One of the two. One of those guys that wasn't Ed Ferrara. And like her top gets ripped off, and Elektra goes out like, "I'm gonna do that to every one of you," and it's like she's gonna strip all of them.
I'm gonna run out of jackets. So, do you know anything about Mortimer Plumtree?
Not a single fucking thing other than...
He's got a cricket bat.
I've got a lot of jokes on Mortimer Plumtree. One is, we have Jim Cornette at home.
We have Jim Cornette at home. He didn't return our phone calls because he hates Jeff Jarrett, and Vince Russo, so we have not Jim Cornette here.
And he doesn't hate Jeff Jarrett. He does hate Vince Russo, though. So... Man, nobody understands cricket. You got to know what a crumpet is to understand cricket.
And he's showing off his new talent. The tag team known as The Johnsons.
The Johnsons.
Wrestling penis men coming down to the ring.
Former NWA World Tag Team Champions. They stripped him of the titles before this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And stuck them in dick costumes.
They're dicks now.
The Shane Twins, who also would go on...
Baby James Storm and Psychosis versus two penis men.
Yes.
This is wrestling. Yeah.
There was a sign in the crowd that said observerlivechat.com. I didn't really notice any major signs, by the way. Did you?
No.
Or were they were kind of generic the whole way? There might not be a sign of the week this week.
Look, man, we're gonna have to adapt for TNA.
Yeah. We haven't got the good signs yet. So, yeah, baby James Storm, who looks like a Flasher more than a cowboy.
He just looks like some guy. He's like clean shaven. He's got like the, what do I call it? He's got like the, he just has like the 1, 2, 3 kid hair.
Yeah.
Where it's just kind of wet.
Guns.
He's got little cap guns.
Like, pew, 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 pew. So yeah, the Johnsons versus James Storm and Psychosis.
Yeah, this
Psychosis.
sucked.
I've heard it pronounced 2 different ways.
Some shit happens.
This was not a bad match by a wrestling standpoint. It's just
I couldn't care because there were 2 penis men in the ring.
There were 2 penis men in the ring.
And people are wondering, are you sure like it wasn't Vince McMahon was head and toes in front of everyone else and more just everyone else's ideas were fucking stupid?
Everyone else was head and ass backwards.
Yeah. I feel like by maintaining decent competency, that's the only reason the Ruthless Aggression era even had more viewers than anything else.
Well, he killed off the competition, but also he just kind of stabilized for a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got Mortimer Plumtree out in the ringside. They talk up his Harvard graduate status, so he is basically a mix of Jim Cornette and Chris Nowinski.
Yeah.
I feel like the Johnsons win. So the Dick Men win.
The Penis Men defeat James Storm and Psychosis.
There's just dick jokes the whole way through, of course.
There's a segment in the back with the Dupp family, I believe.
The Dupps, yes. It is Bo Dupp and Stan Dupp and
their
cousin, who is also one of their girlfriend, Fluff Dupp.
Mega Fighter, do you know what I just said?
But that's why I corrected you and said cousins.
No. Do you know what I just said? About, are you sure, or like, are we sure it was just Vince being, like, baseline competent?
Yeah.
Is the reason why it was smooth sailing for the next 10 years?
Let's be fair. Vince not doing an incest angle is not for a lack of trying.
He keeps trying, and then they won't let him. I remember that with fucking, what's his name?
Paul Burchill.
Yeah, Paul Burchill when he wasn't a pirate. Ken Shamrock when he wasn't a pirate.
Ken Shamrock when he was a badass. He also tried to have Shane be the father of Stephanie's baby.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
One of the Dupps is baby Trevor Murdoch.
Baby Trevor Murdoch.
By the way, even though they're like in their 20s, I'm going to call them baby because that's what they are.
In terms of their experience.
Before we know who they are, they're a baby.
Yes. Bill Barons comes out.
They say they don't want any drunk wrestlers in our ring, and then I'm like, but Scott Hall's here.
Yeah, exactly. I put down in my notes, laughs in Scott Hall. Hey, yo. But yeah, so there's these guys are just drinking some beers because one beer ain't gonna get you drunk. And now it's time we get racist. Wait, I'm sorry. This is racing. Racing time. NASCAR.
I think it's Ernie Sadler and Hermie Sadler and Sterling Marlin.
Who is somebody's hero. That is a sign in the crowd. Is Sterling Marlin is my hero.
Somebody's hero.
Yeah, they're brought out and talk about racing and NASCAR and woo! Fucking cheapest pops ever for the South.
And to rile up the crowds in the South, out comes a black.
We can't call him baby because he was in his 30s by this point.
Ron Killings, K Crush, K Quick, K R-Truth. He looks exactly the same.
He has not aged a bit.
No, I've seen the picture of him with the flap top and next to Tupac Shakur. I've seen him here. I've seen him now. He looks exactly the fucking same.
Exactly the same.
I don't know how he does it.
The saying goes, black don't crack, and I guess that holds true.
Yes, but he's had enough of that making a left turn shit.
He basically does do the fucking Jeff Dunham.
He does the Jeff Dunham gimmick, but like in 2002.
Where it's just you guys just drive around in a circle. I'm a real athlete. I'm a wrestler.
I just wrote Jeff Dunham's gonna make a joke about that later. Hermie Sadler has enough of that shit. Pretty much says like, you say you're a sports athlete, but you know, you're here looking like that. And it's like, wink, wink. You're dressed like a black man.
We are like inches away from Hermie Sadler just saying "you people."
You people.
I swear, was it me? Did they not say something like that? Our kind, your kind, or whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, out comes Brian Lawler.
Here comes Brian Christopher Lawler. So again, as if this couldn't get more racially tense.
I think someone almost calls R-Truth a motherfucker.
Probably Christopher. Yeah.
I have in all caps.
And then he switches to mofo.
I just wrote in all caps, racism fight.
It really just does turn into fucking race war.
So yeah, there's a brawl. Fucking Ron Killings will come back later, but never mind that shit. Jeff Jarrett's strangling Jackie Fargo.
We're talking about this, that the security takes away Ron Killings he basically grabbed Hermie Sadler by
Ron
the shirt.
Killings for just accosting Ernie Sadler or Hermie Sadler. Ernie.
So there's some real going on here.
Big
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett is lightly choking out Jarrett Fargo backstage. No need to get security on this.
Anyway, Christian York and Baby Joey Mercury versus the Dups.
The Dups. Joey Mercury, who almost looks the same as he does in WWE, sans bad nose.
Yes. Toby Keith. We've got a new music video. Toby Keith. Ladies and gentlemen, Toby Keith.
Hold on. Let's talk about the match, because I feel like this was an alright match.
No, I just remember them suddenly switching to Toby Keith. I don't know why.
I know. I think it's just they had the match. Maybe they talk about Toby Keith for a bit. I want to talk about Toby Keith later.
Fine, we'll talk about Toby Keith later.
Because there was like Bo Dup, who I believe was Bo Dup Baby Trevor Murdoch?
I think it is.
It might be. Oh wait, no, that was Otto Schwanz, who that's not a name of a Southern man, but fuck it.
Schwanz.
Bo Dup does actually a pretty nice big boot. Ranked at about a 6 on the test-o-meter.
Yes, the test-o-meter.
But yeah, solid match. Ends with Fluff crotching Joey Matthews on the... Like, she pulls on the ropes and Joey Matthews gets crotched on the top.
Ow, my Joey Mercury's. Ow, my M&M's.
Just a good, solid match. For some reason, this was rated a dud on like the pro wrestling database.
That usually means it doesn't matter, pretty much.
I guess. I liked it fine. But yes, now we talk about.
I think they just play an entire Toby Keith music video.
How you like me now?
And he's like teleporting around this woman at the bleachers.
Teleporting the whole time. It's the fucking best. And now you bought this wrestling pay-per-view. Here's a Toby Keith concert.
Yeah, just Toby Keith is singing courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, that like post 9/11 really aggressive pro-war song.
Fucking jingoistic nonsense.
Until Jeff Jarrett doesn't want any more of Toby Keith.
Stop singing the song I booked you to sing at my pay-per-view.
Motherfucker!
God, this is so aggressively Southern.
Yes.
I cannot think of. Is there any segment here that isn't Southern? Maybe T.O. versus Hollywood is the only thing that's
Maybe.
not Southern about this.
But yeah, the rest of the show's Gauntlet for the
The
Gold.
Gauntlet for the Gold, starting off with Jeff Jarrett and Buff Bagwell.
Buff Bagwell.
Fucking Flex Beanbag himself.
So yeah, Buff Bagwell gets thrown out. And then comes Lash LaRue.
So, notable about this is that they have for like most of the match this constant, like the clock is in the corner counting
Every
down
time
from
someone
90.
comes out, it counts down from 90. Unless someone's thrown out and there's one guy left, then they'll just cut it and then have the next guy
They
come
just
out.
reset it back to 90 and then bring the next guy out. So yeah, Buff gets eliminated. Out comes Lash LaRue, where Lash LaRue gets hit by Jeff Jarrett's version of the breakdown.
Get him with the breakdown.
Hits him with the breakdown.
Norman Smiley, he's here. He's trying to fuck.
He does the big wiggle.
We noticed that there's a large amount of smoke starting to drift into the ring.
The pyro smoke's starting to kick off.
We couldn't figure out if it was pyro or just where they were. They allowed smoking indoors or some shit. Norman's out, and then out comes Apollo.
Apollo, this fucking big dude.
I don't know anything about Apollo.
Apollo, also known as Nuevo Gran Apollo. He worked for the World Wrestling Council and the IWA in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
So he's fairly well. He's held the Universal title like 3 times for World Wrestling Council.
So, I sort of stop listing eliminations here, but I will announce each person as they come out. We got K Crush, then we got Slash with James Mitchell.
Yes, Slash, the former, I want to say, Wolfie D.
I think.
Yeah, former Wolfie D of PG-13, the team PG-13.
Then we got Del Rios.
Del Rios.
We have Scott Steiner at home.
We have Scott Steiner at home. So Del Rios is great for a lot of reasons. One is the fact that he looks like Scott Steiner, like a Scott Steiner CAW that somebody made in like.
Hey guys, I made Scott Steiner on my SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 PSP save.
He's got Superman trunks on.
He's got Superman trunks on, and also he's Fantasia.
And also he's Fantasia. Next, we have the arrival of Justice.
My favorite thing, Baby Abyss.
Who looks like if like Stevie Richards and Rhino did a fusion dance.
I'm Steve No.
Or Rivey.
I'm Rivey.
It depends.
I just wrote in all caps, I'm Big Stevie Richards.
He's Big Stevie Richards. It's so I think he's even in blue, basically.
Out comes Conan. He's got a podcast.
Conan's got a podcast.
Also,
That's
his
plug,
jeans
Conan.
his jeans were around his thighs.
I want to know.
I think he had a belt on, but to wrap the jeans around his thighs, so his underwear hung out. It's like,
yeah.
Haven't you asked Travis Scott about this? How do you keep your pants up? Belts.
Belt.
I think that's Travis Scott.
I think I put down probably. I did want to know
the
that
Travis Scott meal at McDonald's.
Yeah. Oh my god. K Crush, I know, does want none. Because I think they say I think 1, he just comes out like a fucking house of fire, and 2, I think they were saying he wants to get some. I just went and put down R-Truth wants none.
So I wrote down that James Mitchell's great.
James Mitchell's great.
Joel Gertner.
Joel Gertner comes out to announce one half of the Rainbow Express. This is Bruce. Formerly Kiwi of WCW fame. He is tagging with Lenny because Lodi's somewhere else, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep, time for that casual homophobia.
It's the gay. Oh no, gay. I think they were like the the West Hollywood Express or something like that.
Well, Lenny and Lodi were the West Hollywood Blondes in WCW. Yeah. And now they're the Rainbow Express, but this is Kwee-Wee, who was also a gay gimmick.
Yeah.
This is the kind of shit that wrestling just, you shake your head and you laugh in shame.
Big Stevie Richards gets thrown out.
And then out comes Rick Steiner.
Out comes Malice.
No, you forgot about Rick Steiner.
Oh, yeah, Rick Steiner.
Rick Steiner, who goes after Del Rio.
Fuck you, you're not my brother.
You're not my brother, Fantasia.
Get out of here.
And now we get...
And now it's Malice.
With James Mitchell.
Again, a second James Mitchell.
It's the Wall, brother.
It's the fucking Wall. And they wanted to push him to shit. He threw everybody out.
He was fucking throwing motherfuckers, chokeslamming everybody. And then out comes Scott Hall.
Scott Hall is in his red and black gear, and honestly, I like that a little bit more.
We were right.
You know what's weird? He was in pretty good shape when I saw him on WWE, but he's got a gut now. It's like, that's fast. It's been a month.
It's gonna be a month gap. Jesus Christ.
But I still liked his gear. He hit Jeff Jarrett with a razor's edge.
He did hit Jeff Jarrett with a razor's edge. His gear did look
Toby
good.
Keith looking like a tiny Undertaker with his fucking bandana and denim.
Run in to beat up Jeff Jarrett and take him out of the match.
Yeah.
Didn't botch the stalling suplex, surprisingly.
No, he nailed that suplex.
So good on him.
Good job, Toby Keith.
Then number 15.
Don't know why you're here, but you could do a 15. Suplex.
Wait, who's that? Oh shit, it's Braden Walker. He's here to knock our brains out. Run.
Oh,
fuck. Alright. So yeah, Chris Harris is next, baby Chris Harris.
Yes.
He'll still be baby, even though in like 7 years
out comes the Vampire Warrior.
Yes, property of White Wolf. Why did I put enters before the bell?
I don't know.
Did he actually enter before the bell?
No, he ran in before the timer finished.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Next up we got Crowbar.
Former Crowbar. Devin Thorne.
Then we have Steve Corino.
Steve Corino, fresh off of ECW.
And Ken Shamrock.
Ken Shamrock here.
They like referencing WWF a lot at this point.
Yeah, and finally, they were referencing WWF. I think that's where they brought up the fact that Vampire Warrior was known as Gangrel.
Yes.
And then finally, number 20, Brian Christopher.
Yeah, our lucky number 20, Brian Christopher, and he's gone.
Why not? Why not just have Shamrock be number 20?
The final two.
Oh yeah, because they announced him at number 19.
Ken Shamrock and the Wall
and Malice,
and they had a decent match actually.
Yeah, they kind of were throwing each other around a lot.
There were suplexes and a lot of punching, and I was okay with it. Ken Shamrock wins after a pretty sick belly-to-belly suplex. And the thing I was very happy about is he got the NWA title on an episode we watched on St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, that's right. We did watch this on St. Patrick's Day, and Ken Shamrock won the belt.
Yeah. Ireland, baby.
That is a perfect way. That could not have been done any better.
Anyway, Ed Ferrara's got a POD cover band he needs to go to. Toby Keith screwed Jarrett.
JB's got to go meet up with Michael Cole for a recording of Get Down.
If you get down on me, I'll get down on you.
If you get down on me, I'll get down on you.
JB, Jerry Bourne.
I'll make you come tonight. Over to his house.
Oh my.
Oh my. Over to his house. Our Jerry Morehouse jokes are gonna be fucking out.
Jared's still talking shit about who the fuck wins a title in a battle royale.
Ric Flair, you dumbass.
And then Scott Hall starts brawling with him, and we thought, is the show almost over? And then they were just like, we're out of time.
But you said we're out of time as a joke, and then they literally said we're out of time.
Yeah, they were just out of time. That's it.
Okay,
Get the fuck out.
that's the first NWA-TNA pay-per-view. What did you think, Allie?
I liked it, but it was bad.
I liked it, but it was bad is a pretty good point. It felt like a WCW show from that time.
Why was that opening match so good?
A great opening match with the cruiserweights. Then some midgets wrestled, and that was fun. Then dicks happened.
And then dicks.
And then the dubs. And then the dubs.
Dicks and
then
dubs.
the wall.
Oh yeah, and the wall.
Dicks, dubs, and the wall. That's how it all went down.
We do not have a sign of the week, unfortunately.
And we don't have puppies or pigeons. I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do when Ed Ferrara starts getting horny.
Jokes about having a stroke. I don't know.
That was Oklahoma. That was not Ed Ferrara.
Was it?
Well, you get the joke, because Oklahoma was played by Ed Ferrara.
We still will keep our other two awards, the MVP and the rated.
And the Y segment.
And the Y.
Which we will figure out. You said the MVP, Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
And I was almost wanting to give it to Jeff Jarrett because he was more present and more entertaining. He cut better promo, but then Ken Shamrock hit the belly-to-belly on Malice, and I was like, okay, yeah, no. Give it to him.
Underrated.
I believe you said Jimmy Yang for this?
I said Jimmy Yang, yes.
I will agree, because, again, commitment to the gimmick.
He did very good, and he's Elvis.
He did very good, despite the fact that he's a flying Elvis, and he was committed to the fucking gimmick. And you know how I feel. You gotta commit, no matter how.
All in that gimmick, even if it's stupid.
For our Y segment, man, that's a lot of fucking. Want to go with the Hermie Sadler segment?
I don't know. Why Toby Keith?
You know what?
I actually do know why Toby Keith. That's the problem.
That's the problem. Is we know why Toby Keith. We know why Hermie Sadler. You know what? Let's go with the Johnsons.
Why the Johnsons?
Y segment, the Johnsons. The 2000s Lord, I really didn't pay attention, but honestly, they were throwing in our faces more readily.
All of the commentators barring like Mike Tenay.
Also, Toby Keith, Hermie Sadler, and Sterling Marlin.
Yes. These will be a little shorter because we're not reviewing 2 episodes.
We're not reviewing 2 episodes of a show. We're going straight through a 2-hour pay-per-view.
The upside is these might happen more often. You never know.
Yeah.
It's a trade-off.
It's all dependent on the schedule.
Yeah.
Really.
I've been fired from my job.
He's been fired from his job, and weirdly, I'm getting more days, so...
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that was our first episode of the TNA, NWA-TNA pay-per-view weeks. We got...
Our TNA retrieval arc.
Our TNA retrieval arc. We are on Planet Jarrett. Planet Jarrett arc!
I was gonna say we evacuated Planet Stasiak pretty fucking fast.
We got out of Planet Stasiak pretty quick.
Yes.
That was the fake Planet Jarrett. Now we're on the actual Planet Jarrett. These jokes.
Yeah, these jokes suck.
These are terrible.
Why do you keep coming back?
Why do you keep going to our website over on WRASSLEBOYS.wordpress or WordPress.com/WRASSLEBOYS, whatever.
WRASSLEBOYSPod.wordpress.com.
.wordpress.com. Why do you follow us on Twitter at WRASSLEBOYS, WRASSLB
LBOYS
LEBO at WRASSLEBOYS.
Yeah, that.
Why do you listen to us on Spotify?
Why listen to us anywhere that podcasts are found?
Such as iTunes or Anchor or fucking Chromecast. That's not... I mean, I guess you could watch a podcast on Chromecast. Anyway.
That's it.
We're
signing out.
Yeah, we're signing out. as we always say on Wrestle Boys. How do you like me now?
How do you like me now?